Okay, here's the table with all the worms that have been collected. We're going to find the mean and standard deviation of that data, because effectively there are 1,000 worms, so it's 1,000 different lengths that we've got to add together and divide by 1,000 to get the mean. Agreed? Okay, so it's a lot of data that's been captured. That's why we use this table function on the calculator. So the first thing that you did a while ago, was you turned your frequency on. So shift mode, you go down to 4 and you turn the frequency on. Okay, that's the first thing that you've done. Alright, then you just go shift 3 to get it into stats and 1. Alright, and then it gives you a table. So between 0 and 20, the midpoint there is 10 millimeters, and there were 90 worms. Okay, so midpoint was 10, and there were, okay, equals, and there were 90 worms there. Alright, so we're just assuming that all 90 of those worms were 10 mils long. That's how we do this stuff. Now we're going to assume that the next 240 worms were all 30. And then the next 410 worms were all 50. Okay, so there I've put all the values in. Then you go to your shift 1 and it's giving you all your options. We're going to go to 4 for variance, and number 2 there is your mean equals 48. So the mean length of all those worms was 48 mils, your average. Alright, clear. Again, go to the shift 1 and 4 again, and that number 3 there is your standard deviation, that sign there. So your standard deviation was 20.3, and you'll see, yeah, there's your answer, number B. Okay, grade 10, here's the histogram that they've given you. Okay, and they're talking about 160 students. 24 of them are in there, 71 are there, 38, 23, 4. So when you add those numbers there, you'll get your 160. Alright, if they want the median would be the height of that person in the middle. So here's the answer. Yeah, check. This formula, half n plus 1, that gives you the position of the person in the middle. So half times 161 is 80.5. Your first 24 are there. Your next 71 people are in here. How many people is that altogether? That's 95 people altogether. So surely your 80th and your 81st person are in here. Okay, so that means your middle person is in this interval here. So if we're going to estimate the height of the median, it's between 1.5 and 1.7. So we're going to say that the median is 1.6. Okay, which is answer A. Range is always the highest minus the lowest. So it'll be the tallest person minus the shortest person. But the problem is we don't have exact heights of people. All we know is 24 people were between 1.3 and 1.5. I don't know what those 24 people's heights were exactly. I just know that it was between there and there. Alright, so for a maximum possible range, we're going to assume that one of those 24 was the lowest here at 1.3. And of these tall people, yeah, we're going to assume that one of them was 2.3 meters. All right, so that would mean our maximum possible range will be 2.3 minus 1.3, which gives you a height of 1. They want to know what the interquartile range is. Okay, so you know that an interquartile range is upper quartile minus lower quartile. Okay, so lower quartile is this formula here, quarter n plus 1. Okay, because we're dealing with 80 people, your n is 80. So your lower quartile position will be a quarter times 81, which is 20.25. So we're going in between the 20th and the 21st person. There, the first 15 there are the 15 youngest people. Eh? Then the next bracket has the next 11 youngest people. That already takes us to 26 people. So you know your 20th and your 21st person have fallen inside that second interval. Alright, so that makes that interval our lower quartile interval. And then we just assume that the age of these people are all 24 and a half. You go in the middle there. Alright, so the lower quartile is 24 and a half. Now, to find the upper quartile, I'm not going to go and use the formula. If the lower quartile was in position 20.25 from the left, the upper quartile will be at position 20.25 from the right. So, there's the top 10 oldest people. Alright, then you've got the next 7. That takes us to 17 people. Then we've got another 7. That takes us to the 24th person. So we've gone past position 20.25. Agreed. So 10, 17, the upper quartile will be in that third last interval. Agreed? Alright, so that's an age between 50 and 59, and we're just going to go in the middle there and say that the upper quartile is 54.5. Okay, so there it is there. There's your lower quartile, 24.5, your upper quartile, 54.5, which makes the interquartile range 30.